Inaya has asked, I don't pray 5 times anymore. I just feel it's mechanical and forced. I don't like feeling pressured. Will I be sent to hell? Acha, cha, cha. You don't like pressure. How's the pressure of of 10,000 degrees Celsius? uh, burn! Shame! Shame! No, I'm messing. I'm messing. Look, this this deen is is a path upon which we all walk individually. Okay, so this deen is an faith is an individual journey. Okay, prayers, um, devotion, commitment. These things may mean different things to different people at varying stages of this journey. And sometimes our journey, our kind of experience is almost, it's like an elasticated kind of experience, like we spring out, spring back in, spring out, spring back in. Um, Sometimes to some people, reflection, pondering, meditating, reading, learning is an act of devotion. It's an act of worship, tafakkur, tadabbur. Um, to some people, doing dhikr, praying nafal, keeping fasts, that is an act of, and that is clearly, that's ritual worship. But, sometimes some people may kind of feel that they can't pray, that they can't do certain things, that they understand it, but they don't, find themselves on that particular, walking that walk for whatever reason. I would say, look, your journey is your own. Okay, take your time, inshallah. I mean, I do feel the concept of ritual is important for human beings. Allah has placed that knowingly, how important ritual is. Sometimes I would say that that no matter where you find yourself, these things are like a kind of lifeline. They're like a kind of, I don't. It's like a rope thrown from a ship, and you kind of feel that you are still connected. That's how I feel. I mean, I would say that even if you don't pray, sometimes, if you don't pray, Tika, maybe someday you will, maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe you won't ever pray. But I would say don't kind of develop a hatred for the prayer. The prayer is not to be hated. Everybody can slack in the prayer. Look at great Imams in the past. They abandoned the prayer sometimes. Imam Ghazali abandoned it for a certain while. There was the great, Saifuddin al-Amidi, they say he abandoned Salah, one of the greatest usuliyin. But they came back, they fluctuated, but they, just didn't feel at a certain point, they just left it. They weren't kind of, but don't develop a kind, don't kind of, what I'm trying to say, don't transfer negativity onto the Salah. The Salah is not about being pressured. If somebody can only pray all his fara'id, let's say he only prays them before going to sleep, fine. Some person, they pray them, they combine 3 at a particular point of the day and they combine 2 at night, fine. Some person maybe prays subah when they wake up, whenever that is, then combines the other 2 and then combines the other 2, fine. I mean, every person is on their own journey. It's not for somebody else to really condemn them or to tell them off or to do things like that. But the way I see Salah is, it's not about praying it because you're scared. This is me personally. It's not about praying salah because I'm scared of being punished or I'm scared of bad luck. It's about wanting to pray in the sense that, like, I feel, if anything, it's a tiny appreciation. God doesn't need it, but it's something that kind of, I don't know. It's something that a pulse that I remain kind of connected to, even if I have to sometimes combine prayers. Sometimes I might slack on prayers. Sometimes I might not. Just like everybody else, I'm no bloody different in that regard. But I wouldn't project negativity onto the prayer. And I don't personally pray out of this kind of fear of burning in hell and things like this. I just pray out of a kind of sense of gratitude. That's what I would say. If you pray like that, that's the best way to pray. Look, somebody came to the Prophet ﷺ and his wife actually complained about I've narrated this story on several occasions where the wife came and she complained and said, he doesn't let me. She complained about three things. I think one was about giving in charity or something, that I think he was controlling her wealth or something. Or he wasn't controlling her, but he was being controlling. The other was, I think she wanted to keep voluntary fasts and he was objecting. And the third was that he wouldn't. Your couple complaints. She proper did him over. She complained to the Prophet. She said, he doesn't even wake up for subah. Ye dekho, check him out. He doesn't even pray Fajr on time. So the Prophet calls this person, I believe it was Safwan ibn Mistah, I believe. But anyway, he calls this companion and says, what's this that I'm hearing? So this person says about, the charity, and the Prophet says, look, let her give in charity. Don't stop her. So he says, okay. And the Prophet asks him, what's this about the fast? What's this objection towards the fast? So he had said, well, look, he was newly married and, testosterone a bit high, there's some other matters one must also can't neglect. Babu Bhai department. So the Prophet, in regards to that, just said to them that, look, they should have some mutual understanding. Like, take it easy to both, to him and to her, that, look, you don't need, relax as well with the worship. You don't, keep it moderate. You don't need to kind of go full on, thinking. But at the same time, told him to be understanding. But then asked him, what's this about not praying? What this no pray, no salah? So check his response out. He says, somebody corrected me, I think it's Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal, somebody saying. It may have been Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal. Oh, wasn't Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal the foster child of Abu Bakr? Anyway, right, so I'll remember, I remember his name being Safwan, the surname I've kind of forgotten right now. So the Prophet asks him, why don't you pray? So he says that, look, inna qawmun, we are a people who don't wake up except after sunrise. La nastayqidu illa ba'da tulu' ash-shams. Wah, Chodrahat. This is Chaudhry Saab saying, look, this is the kind of Chodrahat, the kind of, we only wake up, we're a people who only wake up after sunrise. So the Prophet's response here is amazing. That the Prophet could have said that, look, listen, don't you know how the hellfire is? Don't you know how this is? How dare you live a life of luxury? How dare you refuse to sacrifice some sleep? How dare you But yet the Prophet's response was, the Prophet said, فَإِذَا اسْتَيْقَظْتَ فَصَلِّ. He said, okay, when you wake up, pray. And that is one of the most amazing responses ever. Because the Prophet never said, oh my God, you're gonna burn in hell, you're gonna watch what God does to you, watch this, watch that. No, he never said, oh my God, you're gonna get bad luck, or none of that. The Prophet said, إِذَا اسْتَيْقَظْتَ فَصَلِّ. So, and somebody said, where is this hadith found? That hadith, I believe it's in Abu Dawood, and it's in several, it's in, I think, Bayhaqi, it's in, I know Tahawi brings it as well. It's a very famous hadith. إِذَا اسْتَيْقَظْتَ فَصَلِّ. Even if you just do a quick search, it'll come right up. Right, so I hope that right, so what's going on? What's going on, people? What is... somebody said it is Safwan ibn Mu'attal. Shukran. Because I thought for a moment, I mixed them up, Safwan ibn Mistah and Safwan ibn Mu'attal. Shukran. Right, so